Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Myles. So we have a huge fight card on our hands this weekend. From Yas Island in Abu Dhabi, UFC 253, Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. This is for the best in the world at 185 pounds for the championship. We're also going to talk about the co-main event today. We have Reyes, who, in a lot of people's opinion, beat the GOAT, Jon Jones, in his last fight. And then on the other side, we have Blachowicz, who is on a tear right now, recently coming off of a knockout over Corey Anderson. These guys are fighting for the vacant 205-pound belt. And I'm also going to give you my picks on Hakeem versus Zubaira, and I'm going to give you my picks on the little wild card fight here, Jake Matthews versus Diego Nightmare Sanchez. So let's start off with Jake Matthews versus Diego Sanchez. They're going to fight on the undercard. Now, Diego Nightmare Sanchez, or as they call him nowadays, The Dream, he's fought everybody and anybody. I mean, this guy's fought for the title against BJ Penn. He's quirky, he's a unique individual. If you watch the countdown, he's over there doing stretches and poses at the airport, staying loose, doing whatever he feels like doing. I mean, that's Diego Sanchez. And, you know, he's a talented grappler as well. I mean, he's coming off of a DQ win, which was a crazy fight. Diego's known for his ground and pound, his tenacity. He brings it, man. This guy is not afraid of anybody, and he's willing to go to distance. He's willing to push himself and get after it. On the other side of the cage, you have Jake Matthews. This guy is primarily a grappler. He has some big wins. He's a big 55-pounder, but this one's going to be at 170, which I think is a lot better weight class for Jake. Jake's striking's gotten a lot better recently, and he's just getting a lot more experience. He was really young when he got into the UFC, and now he's kind of coming into his own. His grappling is top shelf, and his striking's getting better as well. So, in my opinion, on paper, this is a huge mismatch. I mean, I think Jake Matthews, on paper, is supposed to defeat Diego Sanchez. I see Jake Matthews giving Diego Sanchez a lot of trouble, basically coming from that grappling background. If they were to have a grappling match, I think Jake Matthews would beat him. So in this fight, guys, I really think Jake Matthews is going to win a decision. Next up, we have a huge fight in the 145-pound division. We have Zubaira versus Hakeem. I'm not even going to try and pronounce Hakeem's last name because I know I'm going to butcher it. And when I do, everybody gets on here and is like, you don't know how to pronounce their names, you shouldn't be able to pick them. Both of these guys are on a roll. You know, Zubaira has a very weird style. He trains with Khabib, so his grappling's good, and his striking is very unorthodox, which you can tell in some of his fights. He throws side kicks, he keeps distance. And then Hakeem, on the other hand, is a very good, strong striker. Very good fundamentals, boxing with kicks. He trains out of Canada. He's had a kickboxing experience, and he's fought a lot there as well. Now, these guys have a lot of wins in the UFC, and I really think on paper this is a close one. This is one of those fights that whoever wins is going to get to that next step in the 145-pound division and possibly get a top 10 opponent. Now, even though these guys are closely matched, I'm going to give the advantage to Hakeem because I feel like this fight's going to stay on the feet, and I feel like Hakeem is a little cleaner of a striker. I feel like his punches and his kicks and his defense are going to hang in there tough. When Zubaira throws awkward stuff, I think Hakeem's going to be able to defend properly, stick him, and I really think Hakeem's going to win a decision in this. Before we get into the next fight, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and smash that subscribe button so I can keep bringing awesome content to you. Next up on the card, we have for the UFC 205-pound vacant light heavyweight title. In one corner, you got Reyes, and the other one, you have Blachowicz. Now, on paper, I feel like a lot of people are going to be wanting to go with Reyes in this fight. In Dominic's last fight, he had a great performance against Jon Jones. I mean, landing strikes, defending takedowns, kicks, uppercuts, you name it. He was doing very well against arguably the best fighter in the whole world. Now, on the other hand, you have Jan. Man, this guy, to me, is a sleeper. He's a dark horse in the division. You know, a lot of people always count him out, but he comes in and he gets some big finishes. Like when he knocked out Luke Rockhold with that vicious left hook off of defending a takedown. Or when he caught Corey Anderson with that right hand. Corey ducked his head. This guy Jan's got power in his hands, and I think that's some of his best weapons, those hands. Jan's striking is very underrated, And he's going to need it when he goes up against Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes is athletic as heck. I mean, this guy comes out of nowhere, is always in good position, throwing that straight left, kicks. I mean, this guy's willing to mix it up wherever it goes. Dominic Reyes is hungry as well. Now, I really think Dominic Reyes' athleticism and his motivation to really want to get that 205-pound belt is going to win him this fight. I think Dominic Reyes is just hungry, man. Jan's hungry as well, but Dominic Reyes' striking and his athleticism, it's two dogs going at it, and I think those are really going to play two factors in Dominic Reyes coming out victorious. I know both these guys are going to bring it, though, so it's going to be a very, very entertaining fight, but if I have to place money on it, I'm going with Dominic Reyes by TKO or a decision. Now in the main event, we have Paulo Costa versus Israel Adesanya. Now this is something like a fight out of a Marvel movie. Man, these guys could be comic book figures. You got Paulo Costa, they call him the Eraser, which is a very, very good nickname for him because he comes out and he just gets on people, man. He tries erasing them out of the division. You know, I really think they could call Paulo Costa the Hulk because he kind of resembles him as very, very much. Paulo Costa is dominant with his hands, great boxing, great jiu-jitsu. I mean, this guy's a physical specimen. The way he walked down Yoel Romero in his last fight was super, super impressive. He literally stood in the pocket with Yoel Romero, which not many people want to do. Yoel Romero is one of the most athletic fighters in the sport. And Paulo Costa walked him down, stayed in that boxing range, hit the body, dropped him on the feet with punches, and kind of stalked Yoel Romero the whole fight. I mean, this guy is on a tear. He's motivated, and man, he is hungry. He is not fazed by any of this stardom, any of this pressure that's being put on him, the possibility of winning this belt. He just seems cool and calm, and I think that's going to play a factor in this fight. On the other hand, you have Israel Adesanya, man, the last style bender. This dude's charismatic, he's very creative with his striking, very long, can stick, move, and he's got power, which was evident when he knocked out Robert Whittaker to gain the world middleweight title. Man, what a feather in his cap. He won the interim championship over Kevin Gastelum, and then he, bam, knocked out Robert Whittaker to get that final championship belt. This guy's on a roll, man. He had a lackluster fight in his last one against Yoel Romero, but it happens, man. Sometimes in this game, you show up, it's a weird style matchup, guys do weird things, and he didn't have the best fight. Now we fast forward to Paulo Costa, and this is going to be a sick fight all around. It's going to go one of two ways. Either Paulo Costa is going to come out, make a car crash, catch him, drop him, lay him out, and win the new title, or Israel Adesanya is going to stick, move, wear Paulo Costa out, weather that storm of the big punches coming at him, stick him, point him, move, get him into those later rounds, the 4th or the 5th, and hopefully wear him down, get him a little bit more tired, and then Israel can come alive a little bit more and land even more volume, more strikes. Even though this fight could go either way, I'm going to lean towards Israel Adesanya, kind of weathering that storm, sticking, moving, making Paulo miss, and getting him, dragging him into those deep waters, those 4th and 5th rounds, and Israel coming out on top. I could see it very, very close going into those 4th and 5th, but I think Israel's really going to shine in those. And I see Adesanya coming out with a unanimous decision. Either way, man, it's a blockbuster fight. Two dogs going at it, and I'm super, super excited for it. Make sure you guys drop a comment below. Let me know who you think is going to win and how. And I'll see you guys next time.